with the two women in there. Okay, any questions for Council Member Garcia? Yes.
Since you were able to ask, Mr. Garcia's representative in reference to that ramp, I have another ramp that I'm really concerned about. But what I really am interested in is the setback for this one particular ramp that is kitty corner of Zippy's. What's the setback? I can just feel the ground shaking for the offices that are right next to that ramp. I know it's a state situation.
Yeah, we can ask about that. I'm not sure what the setbacks are. That's a fairly wide ramp, wider than I've seen. That's the new on and off ramps.
And the space between the ramp and the next the building wall of that building, right? That's
the
that
theater.
No, I think it's a bank, credit union. Yes.
Okay. Well, we can ask. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Wong. Michael Galoyo?
Yes, maybe I missed it, but I didn't hear anything about the historic homes. How is that bill advanced? Are we going to be able to fix it, implement it, and make sure that these multimillionaires from the mainland who use historic homes as a tax dodge here in Honolulu, so everybody pays their fair share, and there are tax bills so the regular person isn't pushed off to everybody else? Thank you.
I'm sorry, I don't have that information available right now. I can go back and check. I know there was some discussion. Perhaps Councilmember Berg can elaborate on that.
He can answer it when he comes up.
Okay.
All right. Anyone else for Council Chair Garcia's Representative Punichi? No. Thanks, Punichi. See you next month.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, members.
Okay. Councilmember Tom Berg.
Aloha, that's Bill 3, the historic measure. I don't sit on the Budget Committee as a voting member, but it was discussed today and did pass out and will go to third reading on June 3rd. I am asking for a clause and gave commentary today. Currently, you could have for-profit, be a non-resident, foreign corporation, commercial enterprise. They say that you can't do that in a residential neighborhood, but we all know what goes on. So, historic homes should be amended to an FD1, and I will advocate for that. So I want to take heed to exactly what was just stated. The historic home credit, of which gives you a $300 property tax. So if you own a $12 million home, you pay $300 in a property tax. And you could be a vacation rental. Not good. I'll be advocating for that. Okay, real quick report. You got it here in front of you? Board members and audience, I want to just stand on this report and engage with you folks. And the reason that I'd like to do that is I think I want to spend more time on the following. Landfill benefit package is the most important thing to District 1, in my opinion, because it was cut out of the budget. The landfill benefit package used to be $2 million. In this proposed budget season, there was no money. So this board used to have and work in with a grant process. Here's what I'm asking from you, Chair. On June 3rd, there'll be what's called a Bill 13 Conference Draft 2. I'm proposing a floor draft 1. In the floor draft 1, we'll give the 3 boards on the Leeward Coast. This board, Nanakuli, and Waianae. $500,000 each, where you directly as a board contingency determine where that $500,000 go. I'm asking for your kakua and have testimony in my back pocket so when this bill comes up and floor draft 1 is proposed, I can advocate for this. So I'd like the restoration of the landfill benefit package to be my focal point for tonight for the Leeward Coast. The dog park, Villages of Kapolei, we hung out and they don't want it. They're in favor of dog parks, but they just don't want it. It's not conducive. The commons, that park there just doesn't have the capability to accommodate. So we met with Director Cabato, and Director Cabato is looking at the Plan B, and he's amenable to investigating across from the library at the regional park properties. And I'll report back to you, Chair, and this board in regards to advancing a dog park at the Kapolei Regional Park, since your motion that you passed last month was contingent upon the Villages of Kapolei being conducive to that, and they are not.
Okay. Are you done?
Sure.
Okay, thanks. First, on the dog park, where you're looking at it, I would very seriously tell you don't go there. That is a heavily, heavily used soccer field, every inch of it. And you have I think there's about over 5,000 kids that use that park for soccer. And we have purposely never touched it because of that. So I'm personally, I don't know what anyone else would do. I would very heavily be against it. So I just want to let you know it's a real heavily used park.
That's why we're here. We're here to engage and find a better way. And I want to let you know that the Villages of Kapolei folks, that association, gave a direction. And they said, you know what, why don't you ask the Campbell Properties folks? See if they'll donate land. See if we can get a public-private partnership going. And so we have executed in this packet as an insert. You have a letter from Council District 1 office asking for the Kapolei Properties to engage with this community and find resolve so that we're not competing in our current parks as you just elaborated on. And I concur with you.
Okay. And as far as the benefits package, it's not an agenda item for tonight, so we can't take a position as far as the board goes. If the board chooses to put it on the agenda, just be aware we need a 2/3 majority, and we may be considered, and it may not be in our favor because we're putting an item on the board agenda that has not previously been posted. So what is the will of the board? Anybody? What is the will? Have none?
I think it should be posted for another meeting only because it is of significant content, and that's one of the other requirements besides a 2/3 vote. If it's of a significant issue, then it should not be put on the agenda. It should be posted for another meeting.
Okay, anyone else has a different?
I just have a question actually. This is a question. Why, do you know the reason why this landfill benefit was taken off the budget or the list? Do you know the reason?
Mayor Carlisle brought a package to the council of which did not include a benefit package. There was an audit of which undertook the grant formula, and the audit was scathing. And with that said, Council Member Budget Chair Martin had reinstated $500,000 in the conference draft 1 of Operation Budget Bill 13. Councilmember Breen Harimoto, not favorable to that audit, wanted to not condone and asked that it be removed. And so in the conference draft 1, the $500,000 for a benefit package for the entire Leeward Coast was zeroed out. So as it stands, Nanakuli Board has been extremely vocal to me to take action. Waianae Neighborhood Board last month took action. I got there in my back pocket so that on June 3rd I can advocate up and down this coast. At this time, the only one who has failed to weigh in is this board. I would like to have unanimous consent because I'm just going to finish up with right here. This took place in a window of opportunity that you couldn't put it on your agenda. This took place in a window of opportunity that actually just took place in a discussion today with the budget chair. This just came about this afternoon. And the other boards have always discussed this matter. They've always kept it on the back in the backdoor policy to always make sure it was a fodder. If you don't have it on tonight's agenda, that's fine. I think that I could get your concurrence in another way, and we can go back in history, Chair, because you have taken a position in the past. You have been, I believe, vocal in the past to make sure the benefit package was come to this community, and I think I could utilize that. But I'm just saying if I had something fresh, it would be advantageous.
Well, Council Berg, we need to make note that you probably don't have a whole bunch of people jumping up and cheering for that, because out of the $1 million, Kapolei community had a very, very tiny portion. And the reason why Nanakuli is so crazy for it is because they got most of the money.
This package gives you $500,000? Nanakuli $500,000? Why not $500,000? $1.5 million given you equal share.
Yes, so, but I need to tell you, that's a history that maybe you're not getting a rousing, support at this moment. But if the board chooses to not take it up, then we'll take it up at another meeting. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, I want to make a declaration that I work for Councilman Berg, but I am also a member of this community, and that is paramount right now. You have just validated what we've been skunked out of for so many years, and if there's any community that has been overlooked, it's the community of Honokai-Hali. This is an opportunity that presented itself today. Otherwise, we would have come through the normal communications through the chair to get this discussed. This was not available to us. We have an opportunity now to have our council person, if it was Pony's boss, if it was Councilman Garcia, that would have been the same precedent I'm taking today. This is an opportunity for us to have something. Makakilo Elementary School sits next to City County Park. We got a piece of plywood out of $1 million. This is a guarantee that this community will have $500,000 appropriated for specific.
Ms. Souza, you did
And it's not in the GIA, by the way. It's
Yeah.
not going to be grant and aid. It's for CIPs. This is in your parks.
Okay, Ms. Souza, about a minute ago, I gave you the opportunity, like every board member. I said, what is the will of the board? Do you want to take it up? You did not say anything. So are you telling me that you've changed your mind? Then you need to make a motion.
Yeah, I think I was going to go for it, but I was just asking the reason behind it, because it seems to me, it seems unfair that it was taken out from the community without the input of this community.
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
If there's a motion, let's do it.
Okay.
Okay, I gave you the opportunity. Nobody said anything except Mr. Galoyu, who said we should not do it because it is an issue that has paramount value, and we did not bring it up before the community.
So,
So
Madam
nobody
Chair,
said anything. So what would you like to do?
can I put a motion so that we can discuss this properly?
No.
Can I put a motion?
We don't have discussion for it. You're either going to do a motion to pass an action. There is no discussion unless you make it into a motion.
So the
that will be a vote.
motion you're asking is to put this in the agenda, right?
I'm not asking. You're asking. Are
No,
you
no,
asking?
I'm just asking the Madam Chair
Yes.
if that's what you're asking us.
I'm saying if you want to take an action, you need to make a motion.
Okay, I move that we put this in the agenda.
Okay, we need 2/3 of a majority. So if you would like it to put on the agenda, when your name is called, you say yes. If you would not like it on the agenda tonight, you say no. And again, putting it on the agenda may cause a problem with this because it is of paramount value, as Mr. Goy said. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a vote, and we need a 2/3.
Troy Cullen? What? The landfill benefits package.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure, because I got kind of confused there. Oh, my bad.
Troy Cullen?
For the landfill benefit package? Yes.
Mike Goloyu? Jeanette Grace? Jack Ligo, yes. Evelyn Souza?
Yes.
Leda Timpson? No. George Yamamoto? Linda Young? Charles Zahn? Oh. We have 3 ayes and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 noes.
Okay, the motion failed, which means we can't take it up tonight, but it doesn't mean that this board cannot take it up at another meeting when it's properly noted on the agenda. Okay, any questions?
Absolutely. How?
What was that?
The opportunity to get the money is over.
Yes, and so is this vote, so we'll move on. Okay, is there anyone else who'd like to come forward?
I appreciate your move. I really do. I've been here for the longest time, probably longer than most of you here. And the 500,000 sounds like a lot of money. But I would like to know the motive. And can we actually afford it? I mean, we're having such problems now. I mean, we have to have a windmill being put up by the mafia group in Kahalu side, or Kahuku side.
Okay, Ms. Martinez, go ahead.
I appreciate the board's thoughtfulness, but I fear that there are a lot of board members that don't have all the pertinent information on the issue, and $500,000 goes a long way. But out of the $350,000 that I worked for through Mayor Hanneman's office, we saw nothing. Everybody complained about trucks going up and down. We saw zero. The superintendents of the Parks Department make the requisition of what they want. Our park got 3 radios, cooking utensils, pots and pans for a kitchen that's illegal to use because they have to spend the money. And if we don't have the boards utilizing how the money will be spent in our community, then I fear we are really a failure. So thank you very much.
All right. Okay, we'll move on.
Can I comment on that?
Real quick, because we're going to move on.
As the council member for District 1, I have no problem having the money split to $750,000 for Nanakuli, $750,000 for Waianae. The vote will be taken June 3rd. I will apprise the 8 colleagues on this board at the council that this board refused to take a position to support such $500,000 and has a problem with it, and I'll give the money to the other 2 boards. Mahalo.
Okay, you can do that, but that is not correct. That is not what this board said. This board said that we would not take an item and put it on the agenda that was not so noted. So I want this to be on TV. Councilmember Berg, you are not to say that we said no, because that is not what this board said. So we'll move on. Okay, next. Hawaii Community Development Authority.
May I have asked Lorraine Martinez a question?
It's over. We're done. The issue is over. The vote's been made. We're moving on. You can take it up if you want during community concerns.
Okay, can I just say something then to the board?
Not the time. It's over. We took the vote. We're in a new item, which is Hawaii Community.
If none of you knew what was going on with the stupid community benefits package for the past 5 years, shame on you.
It's over. Okay. Evening, Tesha.
Aloha, Chair and members. I wanted to follow up on some of the requests last month, and so we're still working to be able to get the Tripler Medical Center out here. We're trying to coordinate a bunch of the tenants in that particular area, so hopefully we can get them here in June. We had the public hearing for the draft administrative rules. We're compiling comments, and we're hoping to get the rules voted upon at the July meeting, July 6th. And then I can take any questions before we transition to the next section. Thank you. You had a quick? Yeah. Oh no, I know it's open, but I think we wanted to try and get them here along with some other tenants that are out there.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So I understand there's a bunch of questions in regards to homeless, the shelters, and so I received your email requesting some updates on what's actually happening in the shelter area. And before, I wanted to actually recognize the U.S. veterans. It's Darrell Vincent in the audience. He's going to actually do a presentation on their complex. And then for the Leeward Housing Coalition, I wanted to kind of, everybody knows Cynthia Resentes, but she can kind of give an overview of the
Yes,
Leeward.
we'll go ahead and we'll take this up because we have them as part of the regular presentations.
Okay.
So we're going to be spending the presentation portion just doing the homeless and the facility matters, and so that's really good. And I